Rome, a name whispered with reverence, a city that once stood as the pinnacle of human achievement, a city of marble and might. Its grandeur was unmatched, its architecture a testament to human ingenuity. For 1,000 years it stood as a beacon of civilization, a symbol of power, culture and innovation. Its legions marched across continents, conquering lands, spreading the influence of Rome far and wide. Its emperors commanded the known world. Their decrees shaped the lives of millions, but even titans can fall. The mighty city began to show signs of decay. Rome's grandeur began to crumble. The once magnificent structures started to deteriorate. Enemies rose in the east and west. Barbarian tribes saw an opportunity to strike. The empire, vast and sprawling, grew weak at its core. Its vastness became its vulnerability. This is the story of its final days, a tale of decline and fall, the story of the last emperor, a young ruler caught in the tides of history. The Roman Forum, the heart of the empire, was a spectacle, a place where the pulse of Rome could be felt. Marble temples gleamed in the sun, their beauty a reflection of Rome's glory. Senators in flowing togas debated the fate of nations, their decisions echoing through the annals of history. Triumphant generals paraded through the streets, celebrating victories that expanded the empire. The roar of the Colosseum echoed the might of Rome, a testament to its power and entertainment. But beneath this glittering surface, cracks were appearing, signs of an empire in decline. The empire, once a monolith, was fracturing. Internal divisions weakened its unity. Barbarian tribes, sensing weakness, tested its borders, their incursions becoming more frequent and bold. Internal strife and corruption gnawed at its foundations. The very core of Rome was rotting from within. The once invincible legions struggled to hold back the tide, their strength waning with each passing year. The stage was set for a dramatic fall. The end of an era was approaching, and at the center of this drama stood a young, unwilling emperor, a symbol of Rome's last stand. His name was Romulus Augustulus, a name heavy with irony. Romulus, after the city's legendary founder. Augustulus, a diminutive form of Augustus, the title of Rome's first emperor. He was but a boy when fate thrust him onto the throne, a pawn in a game played by more powerful men. His father, Orestes, was a Roman general of ambition and cunning. He seized control of the Western Roman Empire, placing his son on the throne. Romulus, a mere figurehead, was emperor in name only. His reign began in 475 AD. It would be a reign tragically short-lived. The young emperor, surrounded by luxury, was isolated by his position. He was a prisoner in a gilded cage. His days were spent in the grand palace of Ravenna, far from the bustling heart of Rome. He was a world away from the crumbling edges of his empire. While Romulus lived in his gilded cage, a storm was brewing. A barbarian general named Odoacer marched south, leading an army of Heruli, Rugians and Scyrians. These were hardened warriors, hungry for land and plunder. They had served Rome, but now they saw an opportunity. The empire lay vulnerable. Odoacer, a cunning strategist, exploited the empire's weakness. He bypassed major cities, aiming straight for Ravenna. His army, a tide of iron and fury, swept aside all resistance. The Roman legions, once the terror of the known world, were no match for Odoacer's warriors. The news of Odoacer's advance reached Ravenna like a thunderbolt. Panic gripped the imperial court. Orestes, the power behind the throne, scrambled to gather his forces. He rode out to meet Odoacer in battle. He carried with him the hopes of a dying empire, but it was a forlorn hope. Orestes, despite his military experience, was defeated. His army, outnumbered and outmatched, was crushed by Odoacer's forces. He was captured and executed. His head, a gruesome trophy, was displayed on a pike for all to see. The last vestiges of Roman resistance crumbled. The news of his father's death reached Romulus in his palace. The boy emperor, shielded from the harsh realities of war, was now exposed to its brutality. He was alone, a lamb surrounded by wolves. His reign, begun in hope, was now shrouded in fear. Odoacer, with victory within his grasp, marched on Ravenna. He entered the city unopposed. The citizens, weary of war and uncertainty, offered little resistance. They had seen enough bloodshed. They yearned for peace, even if it came at the hands of a barbarian. Section 5. The Eagle's Broken Wings. Odoacer, a pragmatic conqueror, spared Romulus's life. He saw in the young boy not a threat but a symbol of a bygone era. He saw no need for further bloodshed. His decision was driven by a desire to stabilize his newly acquired realm. He allowed the boy emperor to retire to a comfortable villa in Campania. This villa, nestled in the serene countryside, was a far cry from the chaos of Rome. There, surrounded by servants and luxury, Romulus lived out his days. His life, though stripped of power, was not devoid of comfort. He was but a footnote in history, a minor character in the grand narrative of Rome's rise and fall. The last emperor of a fallen empire, his reign, though brief, marked the end of an era. On that day in 476 AD, the Western Roman Empire breathed its last. The date would be etched in history as a turning point. The eagle's wings were broken. The symbol of Rome's power and majesty lay shattered. An empire that had endured for centuries, an empire that had shaped the course of Western civilization, was no more. Its influence, however, would linger for generations. It was a seismic event, a turning point in history. The fall of Rome sent shockwaves throughout the known world. The fall of Romulus Augustulus marked the end of an era. It was a moment that signified the collapse of a once mighty empire. It symbolized the triumph of barbarian might over Roman order. The old world was giving way to the new. It was the beginning of the Dark Ages, a period of decline and upheaval, a time when the light of Rome's civilization dimmed. But from the ashes of the old, new societies would rise. The seeds of future civilizations were sown in the ruins of Rome. Section 6. A legacy in ruins. The legacy of Romulus Augustulus is a complex one. He was not a tyrant, nor was he a hero. He was a victim of circumstance, a boy caught in the currents of history. His reign, brief and tragic, serves as a reminder of the impermanence of power. The Roman Empire, for all its grandeur, was built on shifting sands. Its foundations, eroded by internal strife and external pressure, finally gave way. The fall of Romulus Augustulus was not the cause of Rome's collapse, but a symptom of a deeper malaise. The empire, vast and sprawling, had become ungovernable. Its armies, once disciplined and loyal, were now shadows of their former selves. Its citizens, burdened by taxes and disillusioned by corruption, lost faith in their rulers. The Roman spirit, once indomitable, had waned. Section 7. Echoes of Empire. Yet even in its fall, Rome left an indelible mark on the world. Its legacy lived on in the laws, language and culture of the West. The ruins of its once great cities stood as testament to its enduring influence. The echoes of Roman law could be heard in the legal systems of Europe. Latin, the language of the empire, evolved into the Romance languages spoken by millions. Roman engineering feats, from aqueducts to roads, continued to inspire awe and wonder. The fall of Romulus Augustulus may have marked the end of the Western Roman Empire, but it was not the end of Rome's influence. Its spirit lived on, a testament to the enduring power of ideas and the enduring legacy of a civilization that shaped the course of history. Section 8. The Weight of History. The story of Romulus Augustulus is a tragedy. It is a story of ambition, betrayal, and the fall of a once mighty empire. It is a story that resonates through the ages, reminding us of the fragility of power and the inevitability of change. As we look back across the centuries, we can learn from the mistakes of the past. The fall of Rome teaches us that even the greatest empires can crumble, that power is fleeting, and that vigilance is the price of liberty. The weight of history rests heavy on our shoulders. It's our duty to learn from the past, to cherish the freedoms we enjoy, and to strive to build a better future. For in the words of the Roman philosopher Seneca, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Section 9. Rome's Long Sunset. The sun has set on the Roman Empire, a civilization that once spanned continents and influenced countless cultures. The last legionaries have laid down their arms, their once mighty legions now a distant memory. The echoes of their footsteps have faded into the mists of time, leaving behind silent stones and forgotten roads. But the memory of Rome endures, etched into the very fabric of our history and culture. Its story, a tapestry of triumph and tragedy, continues to fascinate and inspire us, reminding us of the heights humanity can reach. The fall of Romulus Augustulus, a poignant footnote in history, reminds us that nothing lasts forever. Empires rise and fall, civilizations crumble, but their legacies can endure. But even in the twilight of their existence, they can cast a long shadow, influencing generations to come. And their stories, passed down through generations, can continue to illuminate our path, offering lessons and wisdom. The legacy of Rome lives on, not just in its ruins, but in the values it bequeathed to the world: courage, justice, and the pursuit of excellence. These principles are the bedrock of modern civilization. These ideals, forged in the crucible of time, continue to shape our world, influencing our laws, our architecture, and our sense of identity. And so, even in its fall, Rome continues to teach us, its history a rich source of knowledge and reflection. Its story is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can endure, finding strength in adversity, and that even in the face of overwhelming odds, hope can flicker amidst the ruins, guiding us towards a brighter future.